Man, tapping in with y'all, man. I got some news. Um, Two prisoners died yesterday at Sing Sing Correctional Facility amidst the prison strike that's been going on now for 11 days. Um, I know I had to tap in and let y'all know this and let y'all know about this. 21 hours ago, Anthony Douglas, 67, and Franklin Dominguez, 35, died on Wednesday afternoon within about 4 hours at a prison that has been on lockdown for the last 10 days. Um, Let me give y'all the actual things, the actual content. Officials said Douglas appears to have taken his own life, but the cause of death is yet to be determined, according to multiple prison advocates. Just over 4 hours later, guards found 35-year-old Franklin Dominguez unresponsive in his cell at 8:48 p.m., Malley said. Staff tried to revive him and took life-saving measures, including CPR and Narcan, to reverse a possible overdose. Dominguez had been in prison since July 2022 in an assault case in Manhattan. RIP to those brothers. But I knew this was gonna happen. This is the second and third death since this lockdown. Um, the crazy thing is, they reached an agreement with the governor to stop all this. They reached an agreement, so I guess the lockdown is gonna end now. They were talking about firing people and all that, and they reached an agreement. But two more lives were lost. I don't know how the first person, they saying he killed himself. I don't know if he hung up due to the conditions. And they said the other brother overdosed. But all that stuff can be charged now to this new prison lockdown. You know what I'm saying? Now this is the agreement that they reached. New York Governor Kathy Hochul says a tentative agreement has been reached to end the guard strike at state correctional facilities. The governor says the agreement addresses staffing shortages and safety concerns with several key concessions, including a temporary bump in overtime pay, a potential change in pay scale, and a suspension of prison reform law known as the Holt Act that limited the use of solitary confinement. Check it out. While the governor says the deal is binding, workers are still discussing the proposed concessions, and many are unhappy with the state's offer. A spokesperson for striking officers said it doesn't go far enough, especially when it comes to rolling back Holt reforms. In a letter to members, the union strongly recommended officers accept the deal, warning those who do not return to work by Saturday will likely face termination. Yo, salute to everybody pulling up, man. Hit that like button on the way in. Get us in the algorithm. You know what it is. Why are New York State correctional officers on strike? Correctional officers and sergeants have been striking for more than a week, and mediation continued for a fourth day Thursday. Some returned to work after the state listed striking members' names in court filings to try and force an end. Quotations, with all the threats the governor's office has made, with staff being served with their court orders, I understand why someone would not want to be out here, said Israel Sanchez, a spokesperson for the striking workers. The strike was not authorized by the workers' union when it started on February 17th, and New York's Taylor law prohibits strikes by public employees. But the prison workers say they want to roll back the 2022 HALT Act, which reduced solitary confinement because it caused assaults on staff to spike. They say recruitment has also taken a hit, with officers forced to work mandatory overtime. It's putting so many people at risk within our correctional facilities and correctional systems, said Assemblyman Matt Slater, We kind of like to have a resolution at least for the security issues now, and the staffing issues we can work out later. We can negotiate it. So check it out, y'all. Long story short, the governor, the governor, she had to give. She gave. More brothers is dying. The National Guard is working. They trying to call people in the head that were out on medical leave. They sent all the CEOs that were out on medical leave. They sent them letters and saying, "Listen, if you don't come in tomorrow, we're going to put y'all as AWOL. I don't care what kind of medical deficiency you have, whatever you had going on. If you're on medical leave, we need you to report to work. And if not, you're going to get the same thing those strikers workers is getting." So, so they reached an agreement. So this strike should be over right now. But what they got out of that agreement is they agreed to put people in a box for longer periods of time again. This is bad. This is bad for prisoners in the state of New York, man. No matter how these deals go, it always turns out bad for the prisoners, man. And these COs are standing up and all these people are standing up. I hope that these prisoners stand up as well, man, because the people is out here supporting them and the people are standing up. But the prisoners are gonna have to take some kind of stand like these COs is taking, because now they're using this as a tactic to over incarcerate people in a box in SHU for longer periods of time, man. I mean, I don't even understand how they let this go down, man. But peace to y'all, man. I wanted to make sure I tapped in with y'all and let y'all know what was going on. I'll probably put a couple of those articles in my community post so y'all can check the articles out yourselves. Um, but but they have came to an agreement in that prison strike. You know what I'm saying? So that strike should be over in the next day or so. We should be hearing that those officers are going back to work. Um, I got an interview. I got a good interview coming on at 6 o'clock today. So make sure y'all tap in. Let people know. I got Chico Brown coming up here. He hustled with Rick Ross. You know, he from California. Came up Crip, was a hustler, was hustling. I don't know. Somehow, I guess he gonna tell us the story of how he got 100 birds from the CIA. Getting spooky out here, you heard? I'm like, hold up. He got 100 birds from the CIA. He told me that. I looked out my window like, hold on. The CIA? Hold up. So this should be a good interview. The Snowfall movie. He's one of the characters in the Snowfall movie. They was talking about him, Chico Brown. Um, so Jay Burton, salute Jay Burton. Me and Jay Burton gonna be doing that interview at 6 o'clock. So make sure y'all pull up. It's gonna be a good interview. You know what I mean? He got a new book coming out. He gonna tell you about him coming up as a corner pocket crip in LA. It's gonna be another great interview. Y'all know what I do up here. You know what I'm saying? You know what we do up here, Hood Love. Me and Jay Burton. We about to put some work in up here. You know what I'm talking about? But I wanted to update y'all on the prison strike. I gotta prepare. I'll probably come on tomorrow or another day on this prison strike and what's going on with that. I just wanted to give y'all a quick update so y'all know what was going on with the prison strike. And RIP to those two brothers that passed yesterday in Sing Sing Correctional Facility. Um, it's a travesty that we still going through this stuff in the state of New York. But this is how it is, you heard? But salute, you already know it's Mr. Hood Love Mikey B, man. Make sure y'all tap in today at 6 o'clock for that interview with me and Jay Burton and Chico Brown, you heard? Salute. You already know what it is. Mr. Hood Love Mikey